Good morning. It is Saturday, February 8th, I think. Yeah, I think it's the 8th. Lose track of time. Anyway, I am out in one of my bee yards today doing something that I don't like to do very well, and that's move bees. But the property owner would like me to move my bees a little bit. And that kind of poses a problem. The saying is move them 2 feet or 2 miles. Well, I'm not moving them 2 feet and I'm not moving them 2 miles. I'm moving them 25 feet. And that can be a problem, as if you move them that far all at once, they may not, they won't be able to find their way home when they get out foraging. Luckily, we're still cold enough that the bees aren't flying a whole lot. And it's only about 30, maybe 35 right at the moment. So it's a little chilly, which is keeping the bees in the hive, which is what I want right at the moment. And I'm going to let them, what I'm going to do is just lock them in the hive. I'm going to close off the entrances and keep them locked in the hive while I do this, and probably for the rest of the day. It's cold enough out here, they're not going to suffocate, they're not going to die, they're not going to overheat. Like I said, we're 35. We'll probably get up to maybe 45 today, so the bees would take a cleansing flight today, but they've been doing that for the last few days, so if they are locked in the hive for a day, they're okay. So I'll show you, I'll flip you around here and I'll show you what I'm doing. And yeah, I wish I had a hive lifter. It would make this job so much easier, but I don't. It's just me, which I frequently am alone when I do bees, and I just have to figure out a way to do it myself without killing myself. So here's my yard. I used to have one hive sitting right here, or stand sitting right here. I've moved it already. And I've got the other one ready to go, and I'll show you where I'm going to. Not very far, to right here. So what I've done is I've laid down some landscape fabric, and I've got one hive stand and a couple of hives moved already. Wanted to make sure that what I was doing was going to work before I showed you, but it works okay. You can see this hive I've got it over here staged, and it's just sitting on a couple of empty boxes. And that's what I've really been doing, is get the bees all locked in, tied up, and then a couple of ratchet straps around the hive so it doesn't come apart. And then I've just used a couple of empty boxes and really a bottom board, and just very carefully and gently just slid the hive right off the stand, right onto the boxes. And then I'll use the hand truck and truck the bees over here, and I'll set them down, and then I'll get the hive stand all situated. I've got the hive stands leveled and tilted just slightly towards the front. What happens out here, this soil is so sandy, I don't know if you can see this, but the sand just blows right out from underneath the brick, and then my hive stands are not level and they start to tip over, and I have to level them up every year, and it's kind of a pain. So I'm going to try some landscape fabric underneath them, not so much to keep the weeds down, but just to keep the soil from blowing away. It's just sandy right here, and that's really all I'm doing. I'll set you down and you can watch me probably do something stupid, but hopefully we can get through this. I'm just taking my time, not doing anything too dramatic here. I do have 1 or 2 bees flying, so I'm gonna, just for precautionary sakes, I've got my bee jacket on. There's really nothing flying, but if I happen to drop one of these and they break open, I could be in a real mess real quick. And I'd rather not. Yep, something like that. All right, there's my final product. I've got all 8 hives moved over. They look pretty good. They're still locked in, and I'm going to leave them this way the rest of the day. I may come out tonight and open them up when it starts to get dark, or I may wait until tomorrow night and leave them in for a day. It's not going to hurt them. They'll be okay. They'll be just fine. But yes, you can move beehives 25 feet if you need to. The trick is you've got to keep them locked up and in the hive at least for 24 hours, preferably 2 days. And then when they start coming out, they'll reorient and everything's back to normal pretty quick. I have the advantage is I'm doing it during the winter and it's still relatively cold, so the bees aren't flying a whole lot. It's warm enough in the middle of the day for them to get out and fly a little bit, but obviously there's nothing out there for them to forage on, and it's all good. So they're moved, got that project done. Time to go do something else, I guess. Hope your bees are doing well. Have a great day.